Benghazi wird angegriffen.
Wenn sie nicht bald hier sind, werden wir alle sterben.
Benghazi is one of the most dangerous places in the world because there's a power vacuum when Gaddafi was taken out, and you have several militias vying for control.
They have a weapon stash that Gaddafi left behind. It's going to be a huge problem to everybody.
The place was pretty unstable from the get-go.
We weren't the only government that was in Benghazi.
It is a global effort. We were fighting terrorism as a joint unit.
Every country is going to have the equivalent of what we did to protect their government officials. By watching this and understanding what we went through, you'll understand what some of the people in your country are doing for you.
Das ist Jack Silver. Jack. Hat Shields in Coronado ausgebildet, also kennt sich aus.
I think what drew us together and tightened us up as a team was, each one of us had kids, and it weighs on you, but facing it as a team makes it a little bit easier.
Being with your friends and the team that you really care about, that helps.
Ich habe heute Nacht nicht einmal an meine Familie gedacht. Jetzt denke ich an sie.
You don't get to be there for every recital or every dance. It's difficult on them. They want you there.
The stakes were higher because I didn't want my twins to grow up without a dad.
Keiner von euch muss das tun. Aber wir sind die einzige Hilfe, die ihnen noch bleibt.
We were told to wait, we're told to stand down, and no, we're not going to. We're going to make a difference in these guys' lives, and we're going to bring them home.
Auf geht's, wir müssen los!
My life's always been about serving others and putting me second.
My teammates did so many amazing things.
Wir kommen rein, wir sind auf dem Gelände.
It shows that there's still guys out there that are willing to sacrifice their lives to put others before themselves.
I'm totally and utterly honored to meet you guys. I mean, a lot of actors, but hey, I'm totally honored.
Thank you. Thank you.
What you guys do, you're heroes, 100%. Yeah. What I saw yesterday is incredible. Wow. At what point did you decide you want to write this down, tell your story? Like, how did that come about it?
I was injured and sitting in the hospital, and then, the politicians here in America and the media here had taken this story and started and spun it to their own needs. And forgot really what happened on the ground that night, the 4 Americans that died, and to honor them. And it really got us frustrated. We started talking. These guys were still working, and we just kind of come together and said, you know what, we need to tell the story. And if we talked about different platforms, and had we went just to the talk shows or something like that, they were going to spin it again. And the best way to put it down where it wouldn't be changed and it's ours is put it in print. And, luckily we were introduced to Richard Abate. He was our agent, and, from there, this is where we're at. It was great.
Steamroll. Ditto. I couldn't say it any better.
That's my line.
Sorry, ditto.
You took 4 of it. You took one of his 5 words.
Ditto-ish.
So how happy were you with the product when you saw it, with the end of film?
I was very happy with it.
He would have been happier had he got to play himself.
I mean, I asked, but
yeah,
of course.
Seriously?
But then they realized they wanted people to actually go watch them.
Oh, there we go. But it seemed putting the 13 hours into 2. Of course, you've got to condense a lot of it. But when I walked out of the theater, I felt like I'd been back there, and I did feel very empty because the emptiness was I had missed the job. I wanted to go back. I could have jumped on a plane and went back immediately. Mm-hmm. So, and that was the reaction I was hoping for. So it was a hurtful reaction, but an emotionally draining reaction. But that's what I wanted to get out of the movie. If I didn't get that, then they wouldn't have done it right. And they did get the action. And people that go see 13 Hours of Secret Soldiers of Benghazi are going to be pulled back and see what combat is from our perspective, and being basically left behind and just relying on each other to get through. And they're going to feel that. It's going to be, I'm going to use your line again. They're going to get punched in the gut. Is that right? I used that one. But yeah, it's going to feel like they got they're just going to feel terrible when they walk out, but they're going to feel positive as well, because they're going to see that guys never quit when they're faced with adversity.
I mean, you just said it very clear, you didn't have to go and do it. I mean, what goes through your mind in that split second of the decision you have to make? Like, what? I mean, you have family at home, whatever. Like,
well,
what goes through your mind?
You're not thinking about your family at home, really. I mean, all you're thinking about, you got to go over there and save these people who need the help. I mean, if all of us are a lot of guys still in the military and contracts. I mean, if you know somebody's in danger and you can go and help and possibly make a difference, even if it costs your own life, you're going to do it. Why we do it, we don't know. You know, we're just those guys that run towards the fight and not away from it.
I teach guys that you don't think about family. Don't think about what you're losing. When I used to train guys to do this job, so if that's you're going to think about, hey, I'm going to die here. I'm never going to see my family again. You will. So you just train yourself to put that out of your head. And it's our job. Let's go. And we got to go help our brothers.
How do you prepare, like you just said, you train yourself. How do you train yourself for the mental distress you're going to be dealing with for your life long after?
That's what's good about having like drill instruction sergeant. They just thrash the crap out of you.
The old I agree with it. My first day of basic training, my drill sergeant came across and just KO'd a guy that was talking back to him. New York City guy. You do it helps. That hard training that you go through, and it is training. It helps you when you get in these situations because you know how to stomach when you're looking at a roof and you're seeing your 4 buddies up there and all of a sudden they just disappear. You know, and you're able to fight that off. Say, okay, get out of that headset. We got to keep fighting. The only way to get through that is through getting through that hard training.
Now, with all the mad gun people in the world, specifically in America, but I mean, you know, what is your own feeling about that? I mean, we're living in a complete threat everywhere. You know, so what is your feeling about that?
You know, you just got to deal with it on a day-to-day basis. I deal with it through my faith, and faith, trust in your friends, in your family, and the guys that you work with, and you just got to, whatever comes up, you deal with it and you get over it and you drive through it.
I want people in this world to they're always worried about the terror, and these bad people have guns, and there's people like us that are standing behind you in a grocery store too.
Yeah, we're not going to pull out the camera phone.
We're not pulling out the camera phone. We're going to film it. We'll step in the line of fire. So I want people to think that, and they're going to get that out of the movie. They're going to see that there's guys still like that. We're going to run to the gunfire. It doesn't need to be battle. It can be at the local grocery store. So I want people to don't worry about that. There's a lot of us guys out there that are just living our lives, but we will get in the middle of it and make sure you get home. And if we die doing it, well, then we still die. Just because we're out of the combat zone doesn't mean we're not doing what we believe we need to do, and that's the right thing, which is saving others, really.
Mm-hmm. I hope you stand behind me in the grocery store.
And then I'll stand in front of you if something happens.
All right, thank you so much.
No, thank you.
Total pleasure to meet you guys.
Yes, it was a pleasure.
Thank
you
you
so much for telling our story.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you.